Just imagine, back in the 80s, you're sitting there watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with your mullet haircut listening to fucking, I don't know, Vanilla Ice or something. And Nintendo announces these 4 words. Nintendo, Game Boy, Extravaganza! Out of fucking nowhere. Game Boy? No one had ever heard of such a device. Finally, a handheld that doesn't take more batteries than it would take to power a fucking nuclear reactor. At this moment in time, the world stops what they're doing in shock after hearing about this extravaganza. As everyone needs to know, what games will we get with this handheld? Then the launch titles are announced. Tetris, okay, that's good so far, what else? Baseball Alleyway, get that shit straight out of Compton. Crazy motherfuckers named everyone are waiting on that one game to be announced. Finally, they announce Super Jumpman! God damn! So you're telling me I can play Super Jumpman on this tiny ass device? By the bald scalp of Kratos, what sorcery is this? But no, this isn't any kind of sorcery, any kind of magic, black magic, white magic, mana, hell, it's not even materia. You know how pissed Sephiroth gets when you get that shit confused. But it's not any kind of witchcraft, it's just Nintendo. Because now, you could have Mario in the very palm of your hands. And that, kids, is the story of how the world met the Game Boy. Yes, it was that dramatic, and yes, that is the exact story. Oh, it's true, fucking Miyamoto told me. I mean, he didn't make the Game Boy or anything, but he was still around, making Zelda and stuff. You think Miyamoto would make this shit up? Yeah, he told it in Japanese, but I'm still like 17% sure that's what he said. And something stupid about joining some Nintendo fun club. But wasn't it nice of Miyamoto to take time out of his busy schedule to only tell me this origin story? I mean, he could have spent that time doing fucking, like, delaying Smash Bros or something. And just remember, this wasn't long after the video game era where the whole industry was almost completely fucked. A lot of games are almost unplayable, looked like this, and ran on consoles bigger than the majority of TVs that they were played on. So being able to play decent games on a handheld made it the size of an NES cartridge, that shit must have been revolutionary back then. Like, color TV revolutionary. Nowadays we have the entire wealth of the world's knowledge at our fingertips, and we're just like, We have full 3D games and people are like, oh, 59 frames per second. God, this game isn't even worth playing. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Super Mario Land. The first one. Wait, the first one? But the second one's so much better. It has the 6 coins and the graphics and the Wario. Okay, so Super Mario Land doesn't have the map, or the 6 coins, or Sharky McShoryuken, or even Wario. But you know what it does have?
Luigi.
Just kidding. Could you imagine? Yeah, I couldn't either. Does this look like some kind of spin-off to you? But you know what it really has? A shit ton of simplicity and one hell of a good soundtrack. It had to bring Mario to handhelds and it stayed familiar to the original. I mean, you're rescuing a princess, you got the Koops, suicidal Koops, billet bobs, piranha plants, mushrooms, your
Super balls,
your stars, and of course you got the Gooms. Wait a minute. I don't see any Gooms. Oh man. Where are my Gooms? Oh, there you are. You Gooms are sure looking mighty fine this fine Holy fuck! A wild Seadra appeared. Get a load of this. Yeah, that's how ahead of its time this game was. It's got Seadras and Pokemon wasn't even a thing. That's not the only thing that makes this game ahead of its time. It's got spaceships. Yeah, spaceships. They weren't anything new back when the Game Boy came out, but think of it this way. Mario's got that thing parked up at the start of some levels like it's a fucking tricycle. That's how expendable this kind of technology is in this land. And what about when you finish a set of levels? You'd expect to see Toad. But wait! It's not Toad. It's the princess. Wait. The princess is never at any of the first castles. Come on, it's fucking textbook. But wait! Hold the phone. Hold the fucking fax machine. Hold my fucking Game Boy printer. This was all a trick. Some kind of elaborate ruse, I must say. Or maybe, just maybe, this game is so ahead of its time that creatures have evolved to the point where they've mastered the art of cell mutation to form any kind of being. Oh, and it was ahead of its time because it was on some revolutionary handheld thing. What's it called? Virtual Boy? Something like that. Other than being ahead of its time for completely valid reasons that I've provided, you know what else this game is? Replayable. Replayable as all hell! It's good for all you speedrunners out there. Not me though. Oh god, no. But if you know what you're doing, you could probably finish the game in like 10 minutes. And aside from being a platformer, it has these shooting segments as well. Capes, tanuki suits, frog suits, fucking... who cares? This time round, Mario came well equipped. Submarines, airplanes, and that's about it. You go through the game, get to the final stage, and you're in the sky! Why am I in the sky? How am I in the sky? Is this a real plane, or am I just that damn good at cell mutation? Whatever, it's not important, just be glad that you can fly. I mean, imagine having to fight this boss in the sky, and Mario doesn't have the plane just for the occasion. You know how fucked he'd be? I mean, what's he gonna do? He's nowhere near the boss. The only way you could hit him is by firing super balls out of a fucking javelin. Either way, it doesn't matter. You're in the plane, you're shooting super balls, and before you know it, fatality! Wait. Cut the damn music! Hold my fucking Game Boy printer again, cause goddamn this game is full of all sorts of elaborate ruses. Now you must go 1-on-1 with this... antagonist guy. Just laying out a complete onslaught of super balls. Well, you know what? A large influx of balls ought to put a stop to this.
6.5 hours later.
Oh god, it's too much! The balls? And he's dead. That's it. Game over. Now play the music. You did it! You saved her! What's her name? Doesn't matter. But that's it, you saved her so she can continue an all-downhill life from here, filled with spin-off appearances including sports games, and trophies and stickers in Smash Bros. Well, at least she got one more appearance in a main series game than Waluigi did. So 12 levels, 4 worlds, 3 princess deceptions, and one hell of a portable revolution. So there, that's my Nintendo history lesson of today. Come back next week and we'll talk about, how Nintendo needs to use their goddamn IPs. Or maybe they like him for the more simple reasons, like his mustache. Or maybe it's just because of the way he jumps. Whether it's the yeah or the whoop. And who could forget the yahoo? But the point of this video isn't just to make stupid Mario impressions. I could have just made a countdown of the best Mario games in general, you know, because no one's ever done that before. So instead I'm gonna make it a bit different and make this a top 5 handheld Mario games.